In this lesson, we'll use auto layout to build a responsive button element that automatically grows and shrinks as its label changes. We'll then turn the button into a main component so we can reuse it in other designs. Here's the button we're going to use. To recreate this design, it seems like we could use a rectangle for the background, a text layer for the label, and a frame to keep it all together. The outcome might look okay, but it won't really work if we need to change the button label in the future. Instead, we'll use auto layout to create a frame around our text layer and give it a fill to act as the surface of the button. Auto layout helps you create designs that automatically adjust as you make changes, saving you time and making your designs responsive and adaptable. You can apply auto layout to frames to turn them into flexible containers that allow you to organize design elements, adjust the spacing between them, and quickly insert new content into existing designs. Once applied, you can use the auto layout properties to determine how the frame and its child layers interact with one another. The resizing properties control how the frame's height and width will respond when its child layers change. The direction property determines which way the child layers will flow inside the frame. The gap property lets you specify the spacing between all child layers. And the alignment property determines how those layers are aligned within the frame. Lastly, the padding property controls the space between the frame's boundary and its child layers. As you can see, auto layout is a powerful feature with a lot of moving parts. Let's walk through some examples to better understand how these properties work. Here is a list item designed using auto layout. We set the frame's width to hug contents, so it will grow or shrink depending on the length of the label. We also set the frame's direction to flow horizontally, so the image and the label will remain side by side, and use the gap property to define a consistent space between them. Auto layout can also be used to build more complex designs, such as multi-dimensional layouts with elements that flow in different directions. Take this recipe list example. The parent frame is set to flow vertically and uses hug contents to automatically expand or shrink based on the number of list items. Within the parent frame, each individual list item flows horizontally, ensuring that the text and image remain side by side. If we add more list items to the parent frame, it will grow vertically to accommodate them without impacting the layout of the child layers, eliminating the need for any manual adjustments. The resizing options you use will depend on your desired behavior. When designing for a single device type, you may set your parent frame to have fixed dimensions, so it'll always match the device's resolution and dimensions. But if your designs need to work on multiple screen sizes, you can use fill container, so that your nested objects always stretch the full width or height of their parent frame as it resizes. You can also combine different resizing properties to further customize how an object behaves. For example, imagine an app notification. To make sure the frame stays a consistent width while being able to accommodate a longer message, we can set its width to fixed and its height to hug contents, so it can grow vertically to fit a longer notification. Together, these auto layout properties help your designs be more flexible as changes happen throughout the design process and beyond.